An update on the fight for net neutrality. On Thursday, President Obama declared himself, quote, fully committed to net neutrality. He told a group of startup founders in California, quote, I am unequivocally committed to net neutrality. It's what has unleashed the power of the internet, and we don't want to lose that or clog up the pipes. Yes, the internet is a series of pipes, don't you remember? Quote, my appointee, Tom Wheeler, knows my position. I can't, now that he's here, I can't just call him up and tell him exactly what to do. But what I've been clear about, what the White House has been clear about, is that we expect whatever final rules to emerge to make sure that we're not creating 2 or 3 or 4 tiers of the internet. That ends up being a big priority of mine. Now, before I toss it over to you guys, and Tom specifically, I just want to say that I'm not buying this at all. This is bullshit. And you know why I think it's bullshit? It's because of actions speak louder than words. Specifically, the appointment of Tom Wheeler to the FCC chairmanship. Because Tom Wheeler was a lobbyist for the very industry that he's been appointed to regulate, which means he's got friends in the business. He worked in the business, and he's got friends in the business. And ending net neutrality and creating paid fast lanes would be awesome for those friends because they would make more money. We also know that the only reason Tom Wheeler got the job at the FCC was because he paid for it by bundling for the Obama campaign. He raised somewhere around $200,000 to $500,000 for Obama in 2008 and over $500,000 in 2012, and this is according to numbers obtained by voluntary FEC filings. And it was gathered by the Sunlight Foundation and OpenSecrets.org. With that said, do you think that Obama's just pretty much full of shit on this, or am I being a little too hard on him? Tom?
I'm gonna go one worse. Obama is diving into his own meme of I've heard it through the I can't make a decision. I'm going to wait. I'm going to lead from behind. And this is what pisses me off about Obama. He will never take a firm stand. And then the Obama bots out there will be like, oh, he's great. And Cenk was making this point earlier. He's so great. He's so wonderful. Oh, I'm going to have an orgasm over this guy. No. It's done. It's 6 years of this. Make a fucking decision. You have people like my dad saying how great Bush was, and he couldn't stand George W. Bush because you'd never see a decision out of Obama. And then when you do, they're the worst fucking decisions. And if he would just make one good one, that would be awesome. Like, oh, I don't know, giving us a public option instead of, and having at least a debate about it instead of doing nothing and leading from behind. And I'm done with the praise of him and the first black president, yada yada yada. I'm done. I'm not going to be like Al Sharpton and never criticize him because it's ridiculous. You can't have an honest discussion about anything if you're not at least willing to go to the jugular and then come up with something constructive. And for him to, I can't pick up the phone, then what the fuck are you in the office for?
So yeah, this is actually one of Obama's other moves. What it feels like to me is this is going to be one of Obama's other moves. If you remember when the Authorization Act had that certain provision in it, and President Obama told everybody he was going to veto it, and he felt he was going to veto it, and it was too much power. Public, it was the one restriction on it was too much. And he basically quelled all the opposition on the left from his own base. In like the dead of night, in that specific case, it was New Year's Eve. Like that seems like what he's doing now. He's saying, "I'm unbelievably supportive of net neutrality." That's like my shit. I invented that. Like net neutrality and Obama are like the same thing. And then when the time comes, the decision's going to be made really quickly, and there's not going to be that built-in opposition. Like it's not going to be built up because they're going to be like, "Don't worry, Obama's already got us." So I think it's a more savvy political move, and we've seen him do it before, and that's what I would be expecting if you're
Sean,
you can do that.
Well, no, this is essentially.
Sean, I'm sorry. I gotta backpedal or push back on that. It's not savvy. It's lazy. It's a lazy political move because this is it leads, and worse, it leads to disappointment and disenfranchisement, and it leads to apathy. and then your base doesn't show up for, Bernie Sanders, because what's the point? And it's like almost as if he's doing it for a corporate entity. So we just get somebody from Comcast as the next president, like Jenks said earlier.
This is essentially unilateral disarmament of the left. Obama saying, "Oh, don't worry, guys, I've got this," to try and, make the people on the left say, "Okay, well, we can trust Obama, but we can't. We can't trust him on this. We can't trust him on the other things because there's been so much disappointment." And look, it's all about our expectations. I think we on the left have failed. We've failed because we expected Obama to be something that he's not. We expected him, as liberals, a lot of liberals expected him to be the new FDR or a lot of what the right likes to throw out, the Messiah, right? Nowhere near it. He's always been a right-leaning Rockefeller Republican in blackface, according to Cornel West. The only people on the left who trust him are those people who can't come to terms with the fact of, we elected someone who is more right-wing than we thought. We made a mistake, and it's about not being able to own that mistake. And this is where we're getting with that mistake, because we're not holding him accountable for being so close to Wall Street. He always said that I don't want to play the game better. I want to change the game, and he's done nothing. It's change on the outside, continuity on the inside, and really, it's not even all that much change on the outside.